In today's video, I will be talking about the legendary Princess of Pop, Britney Spears. Hi and welcome to my Soul Tribe. My name is Miriam Rose. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe, set your bell on all, like, comment and share, as I really appreciate all of your support. Now let's get on with the video. Britney Jean Spears, born on December 2nd, 1981, which makes her 41 years old, is an American singer, often referred to as the Princess of Pop. She is credited with influencing the revival of teen pop during the late 90s and early 20s. After appearing in stage productions and television series, Spears signed with Jive Records in 97 at the age of 15. Her first two studio albums, Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again, are among the best-selling albums of all time and made Spears the best-selling teenage artist of all time. With first week sales of over 1.3 million copies, Oops, I Did It Again held the record for the fastest-selling album by a female artist in the United States for 15 years. Spears adopted a more mature and provocative style for her albums Britney and In the Zone and starred in the 2002 film Crossroads. Spears was executive producer of her fifth studio album Blackout, often referred to as her best work. Following a series of highly publicized personal problems, promotion for the album was limited and Spears was involuntarily placed in a conservatorship. Since then, she released a chart-topping album Circus and Femme Fatale, the latter of which became her most successful era of singles in the US charts. She embarked on a 4-year concert residency, Britney Piece of Me, at Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino in Las Vegas to promote her next two albums, Britney Jean and Glory. In 2019, Spears' legal battle over her conservatorship became more publicized and led to the establishment of the #FreeBritney movement. In 2021, the conservatorship was terminated following her public testimony in which she accused her management team and family of abuse. Regarded as a pop icon, Spears has sold over 100 million records worldwide, including over 70 million in the United States, making her one of the world's best-selling music artists. She has achieved 6 #1 albums on the Billboard 200 and 4 #1 singles on the US Billboard Hot 100, Baby One More Time, Womanizer 3 and Hold It Against Me. The S&M remix also topped the Billboard chart. Her singles Oops, I Did It Again, Toxic and Scream and Shout topped the charts in most countries, with 3 in 2009 and Hold It Against Me in 2011. Spears became the second artist after Mariah Carey in the Hot 100's history to debut #1 with 2 or more songs. Her heavily choreographed videos earned her the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. She has earned numerous other awards and accolades, including a Grammy Award, 15 Guinness World Records, 6 MTV Video Music Awards, 7 Billboard Music Awards, including the Millennium Award, the inaugural Radio Disney Icon Award, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Spears was ranked by Billboard as the 8th biggest artist of the 2000s. In the United States, she is the 4th best-selling female album artist of the Nielsen SoundScan era, as well as the best-selling female album artist of 2000s. Baby One More Time was named the greatest debut single of all time by Rolling Stones. In 2004, Spears launched a perfume brand with Elizabeth Arden. Sales exceeded $1.5 billion as of 2012. Forbes has reported Spears as the highest-earning female musician of 2001 and 2012. By 2012, she had topped Yahoo's list of most searched celebrities 7 times in 12 years. Time named Spears one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2021, while also winning the reader poll by receiving the highest number of votes. In her early life, Britney Jean Spears was born in Mississippi, the second child of James or Jamie Parnell Spears and Lynn Irene Bridges. Her maternal grandmother Lillian Portell was English-born in London and one of Spears' maternal great-grandfathers was Maltese. Her siblings are Brian James Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears, who is quite famous. At the moment, born in the Bible Belt, where socially conservative evangelical Protestantism is a particularly strong religious influence, she was baptized as a Southern Baptist and sang in a church choir as a child. As an adult, she has studied Kabbalist teachings. In 2021, Spears announced that she had converted to Catholicism. Her mother's sister sister and nieces, Maddie Eldridge and Ivy Joan Watson, are also Catholic. However, on September the 5th, 2022, after Spears' ex-husband Kevin Federline and younger son did an interview defending her father's actions during her conservatorship, she stated, "I don't believe in God anymore because of the way my children and my family have treated me. There is nothing to believe in anymore. I am an atheist, yo." At age 3, Spears began attending dance lessons in her hometown, Kentwood, Louisiana, and was selected to perform as a solo artist at the annual recital. Aged 5, she made her local stage debut singing "What Child Is This?" at her kindergarten graduation. During her childhood, she also had gymnastics and voice lessons and won many state-level competitions and children's talent shows. In gymnastics, Spears attended a training camp. She said of her ambition as a child, "I was in my own world. I found out what I'm supposed to do at an early age." When Spears was 8, she and her mother Lynn traveled to Atlanta, Georgia to audition for the 1990s revival of the Mickey Mouse Club. Casting director rejected her as too young but introduced her to Nancy Carson, a New York City talent agent. Carson was impressed with Spears' singing and suggested enrolling her at the Professional Performing Arts School. Shortly afterward, Lynn and her daughters moved to a sublet apartment in New York. Spears was hired for her first professional role as the understudy for the lead role of Tina Denmark in the off-Broadway musical Ruthless. She also appeared as a contestant on the popular television show Star Search and was cast in a number of commercials. In December 92, she was cast in the Mickey Mouse Club alongside Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, Ryan Gosling, and Kerry Russell. After the show was cancelled in 94, she returned to Mississippi and enrolled in the McCombs Park Lane Academy. Although she made friends with most of her classmates, she compared the school to the opening scene in Clueless with all the cliques. "I was so bored. I was the point guard on the basketball team. I had my boyfriend and I went to homecoming and Christmas formal, but I wanted more," she stated. In June 97, Spears was in talks with manager Lou Pearlman to join the female pop group Innocence. Lynn asked family friend and entertainment lawyer Larry Rudolph for his opinion and submitted a tape of Spears singing over a Whitney Houston karaoke song along with some pictures. Rudolph decided that he wanted to pitch her to record labels, for which she needed a professional demo made. He sent Spears an unused song of Toni Braxton. She rehearsed for a week and recorded her vocals in a studio. Spears traveled to New York with the demo and met with the executives from 4 labels, returning to Kentwood the same day. 3 of the labels rejected her, saying that audiences wanted pop bands such as the Backstreet Boys and the Spice Girls, and there wasn't going to be another Madonna, another Debbie Gibson, or another Tiffany. 2 weeks later, executives from Jive Records returned calls to Rudolph. Senior Vice President of A&R Jeff Fenster said about Spears' audition that it's very rare to hear someone that age who can deliver emotional content and commercial appeal. For any artist, the motivation, the eye of the tiger, is extremely important, and Britney had that. Spears sang Houston's "I Have Nothing" for the executives and was subsequently signed to the label. They assigned her to work with producer Eric Foster White for a month. He reportedly shaped her voice from lower and less poppy delivery to distinctively, unmistakably Britney. After hearing the recorded material, President Clive Calder ordered a full album. Spears had originally envisioned Sheryl Crow music, but younger, more adult contemporary. She felt secure with her label's appointment of producers since it made more sense to go pop, "because I can dance to it. It's more me," she stated. In August 2003, Spears opened the MTV Video Music Awards with Christina Aguilera performing like a virgin. Halfway through, they were joined by Madonna, with whom they both kissed. The incident was highly publicized. In 2008, MTV listed the performance as the #1 opening moment in the history of MTV Video Music Awards, while Blender magazine cited it as one of the 25 sexiest music moments on television history. Spears released her 4th studio album In the Zone in November 2003. She assumed more creative control by writing and co-producing most of the material. Vibe called it a supremely confident dance record that also illustrates Spears' development as a songwriter. In January 2004, Spears married childhood friend Jason Allen Alexander at a Little White Wedding Chapel in Las Vegas, Nevada. The marriage was annulled 55 45 hours later, following a petition to the court that stated that Spears lacked understanding of her action. During 2004, Spears became involved in the Kabbalah Center through her friendship with Madonna. In July 2004, Spears became engaged to dancer Kevin Federline, whom she had met 3 months earlier. The romance was the subject of intense media attention, since Federline had recently broken up with actress Shah Jackson, who was still pregnant with their second child at the time. The stages of their relationship were chronicled in Spears' first reality show Britney and Kevin Chaotic, which premiered on May 17, 2005. They had a wedding ceremony on the September 18, 2004, but were not legally married until 3 weeks later, on October the 6th, due to a delay finalizing the couple's prenuptial agreement. Shortly after, she released her first perfume, Curious, with Elizabeth Arden, which broke the company's first week gross for a perfume. In October 2004, Spears took a career break to start a family. In February 2006, pictures surfaced of Spears driving with her son Sean on her lap instead of in a car seat. Child advocates were horrified by the photos of her holding the wheel with one hand and Sean with the other. Spears claimed that the situation happened because of a frightening encounter with paparazzi and that it was a mistake on her part. The following month, she guest starred on the Will and Grace episode Bye Bye Baby. She announced she no longer studied Kabbalah in May 2006, explaining "My baby is my religion." Spears posed nude for the August 2006 cover of the Harper's Bazaar. The photograph was compared to Demi Moore's August 1991 Vanity Fair cover. In September 2006, she gave birth to her second son, Jaden James. In November 2006, Spears filed for divorce from Federline, citing irreconcilable differences. Their divorce was finalized in July 2007 when the two reached a global settlement and agreed to share joint custody of their sons. Spears was hospitalized in 2008 at Cedars Sinai Medical Center after police that had arrived at her house noted she appeared to be under the influence of an unidentified substance. That's when she refused to relinquish custody of her sons to Federline's representatives. The following day, Spears' visitation rights were suspended at an emergency court hearing, and Federline was given sole physical and legal custody of their sons. She was committed to the psychiatric ward of Ronald Reagan's UCLA Medical Center and put on 5150 involuntary psychiatric hold under California state law. The court placed her under a conservatorship led by her father Jamie Spears and attorney Andrew Wallet, giving them complete control of her assets. She was released 5 days later. The following month, Spears guest starred on the How I Met Your Mother episode 10 Sessions as receptionist Abby. She received positive reviews for her performance, as well as bringing the series its highest rating ever. In July 2008, Spears regained some visitation rights after coming to an agreement with Federline and his counsel. In September 2008, Spears opened the MTV Video Music Awards with a pre-taped comedy sketch with Jonah Hill and an introduction speech. She won Best Female Video, Best Pop Video, and Best Video of the Year for Piece of Me. A 60-minute introspective documentary, Britney for the Record, was produced to chronicle Spears' return to the recording industry. Directed by Phil Griffin, For the Record was shot in Beverly Hills, Hollywood, and New York City during the third quarter of 2008. The documentary was broadcast on MTV to 5.6 million viewers for the 2 airings on the premiere night. It was the highest rating in its Sunday night time slot and in network's history. In December 2008, Spears' 6th studio album Circus was released. It received positive reviews from critics and debuted at number 1 in Canada, Czech Republic, and the United States, and within the top 10 in many European nations. In the United States, Spears became the youngest female artist to have 5 albums debut at number 1, earning a place in Guinness World Records. She also became the only act in the SoundScan era to have 4 albums debut with 500,000 or more copies sold. In January 2009, Spears and her father obtained a restraining order against her former manager Sam Lutfi, ex-boyfriend Adnan Galib, and attorney John Erdley, all of whom had been accused of conspiring to gain control of Spears' affairs. Spears embarked on the Circus starring Britney Spears tour in March 2009. In May 2010, Spears representatives confirmed she was dating her agent Jason Trawick and that they had decided to end their professional relationship to focus on their personal relationship. relationship. Spears designed a limited edition clothing line for Candies, which was released in stores in July 2010. In September 2010, she made a cameo appearance on Spears-themed tribute episode of the television series Glee titled Britney, Britney. The episode drew the highest Nielsen rating up to that point in the series' run in the 18 to 49 demographic. Spears began work on her 8th studio album Britney Jean in December 2012 and enlisted will.i.am as its executive producer in May 2013. In January 2013, Spears and Jason Trawick ended their engagement. Trawick was also removed as Spears' co-conservator, restoring her father as the sole conservator. Following the breakup, she began dating David Lucado in March. The couple split in August 2014. During the production of Britney Jean, Spears recorded the song Ooh La La for the soundtrack of The Smurfs 2, which was released in 2013. All in all, Spears continued to work throughout her conservatorship, and allegedly all the money went to Jamie Spears and the rest of the Spears family. Allegedly, I say. On January 4th, 2014, Spears announced an indefinite hiatus and the cancellation of her Las Vegas residency after her father Jamie suffered a near-fatal colon rupture. In May 2019, Andrew Wallet resigned as co-conservator of her estate after 11 years. Spears entered a psychiatric facility amid stress from her father's illness that same month. The following month, a fan podcast, Britney's Gram, released a voicemail message from a source who claimed to be a former member of Spears' legal team. They alleged that Jamie had cancelled the residency due to Spears' refusal to take her medication, that he had been holding her in the facility against her will since January 2019, after she violated a no-driving rule, and that her conservatorship was supposed to have ended in 2009. The allegations gave rise to a movement to terminate the conservatorship #FreeBritney, which received support from celebrities including singers Cher, Paris Hilton and Miley Cyrus, and the non-profit organization American Civil Liberties Union. On April 22, 2019, fans protested outside the West Hollywood City Hall and demanded Spears' release. Spears said all was well 2 days later and left the facility later that month. In May 2019 hearing, Judge Brenda Penny ordered a professional evaluation of the conservatorship. In September, Spears' ex-husband Federline obtained a restraining order against Britney's father Jamie following an alleged physical altercation between Jamie and one of her sons. Spears' longtime care manager Jody Montgomery temporarily replaced Jamie as her conservator that same month, which also saw a hearing where no decisions about the arrangements were reached. An interactive pop-up museum dedicated to Spears, dubbed The Zone, opened in LA in February 2020, though it was later suspended in the wake of the pandemic. She released Glory's Japanese exclusive bonus track Mood Ring as a single and debuted a new cover of the album to streaming and digital platforms worldwide in May 2020. In August, Jamie called the #FreeBritney movement a joke and its organizers conspiracy theorists. In August 2020, Spears' court-appointed lawyer Samuel D. Ingham III submitted a court filing that documented Spears' desire to have her conservatorship altered to reflect her wishes, as well as lifestyle, to reinstate Montgomery as her permanent conservator and to replace Jamie with a fiduciary as conservator for her estate. 4 days later, Penny extended the established arrangement until February 21. In November 2020, Penny approved Bessemer Trust as co-conservator of Spears' estate alongside Jamie. The following month, Spears released a new deluxe edition of Glory, which included Mood Ring and new songs, Swimming in the Stars and Matches. In June 21, shortly before Spears was set to speak to the court, the New York Times obtained confidential court documents stating that Spears had pushed for years to end her conservatorship. Spears spoke to the court on June 23, calling the conservatorship abusive. She said she had lied by telling the whole world, "I am okay and I'm happy," and that she was traumatized and angry. The court statement received widespread media media coverage and generated over 1 million shares on Twitter, over 500,000 messages using the hashtag #FreeBritney, and more than 150,000 messages with a new hashtag referencing the court appearance hashtag Britney Spears. On July 1st, Bessemer Trust asked the judge to allow them to withdraw from the conservatorship, saying that they had been misled and had entered into the arrangement on the understanding that the conservatorship was voluntary. The same day, Senator Elizabeth Warren and Bob Casey Jr. called on federal agencies to increase oversight of the country's conservatorship systems. Spears' manager of 25 years, Larry Rudolph, resigned on July 6 due to her intention to officially retire, and on that same day it was reported that Ingham planned to file documents to the court asking to be dismissed. In a July 14 hearing, Judge Penny approved the resignations of Bessemer Trust and Ingham. The court also approved of Spears' request to hire attorney Matthew S. Rosengart to represent her. Rosengart informed the court that he would be working to terminate the conservatorship. Later that day, Spears publicly endorsed the hashtag #FreeBritney movement for the first time, using the hashtag in a caption on an Instagram post. She mentioned feeling blessed after earning real representation, referring to Judge Penny's decision to allow her to choose her own counsel. On July 26, Rosengart filed a petition seeking to remove Jamie as conservator of Spears' estate and to replace him with Jason Rubin, a certified public accountant at Certified Strategies Inc. in Woodland Hills, California. On August 12, Jamie agreed to step down as conservator at some future date, with his lawyers stating that he wanted an ordinary transition to a new conservator. On September 7th, Jamie filed a petition to end the conservatorship. 5 days later, Spears announced her engagement to her longtime boyfriend Sam Asagi through an Instagram post. On September 29, Judge Penny suspended Jamie as conservator of Spears' estate, with accountant John Zabel replacing him on a temporary basis. On November 12, Judge Penny terminated the conservatorship, which was an absolute blessing. On February 21, 2022, it was reported that Spears signed a $15 million book deal for her upcoming memoir, one of the biggest book deals of all time. 2 months later, she announced her pregnancy with Asari's child, which ended in a miscarriage the following month. The couple married on June 9 at her home in Thousand Oaks, LA. None of Spears' immediate family, including her parents, sister, and brother, were invited. Her 2 sons did not attend. Spears' first husband, Jason Alexander, attempted to crash the wedding by breaking into her home armed with a knife but was arrested. Spears had a 3-year restraining order against him. Spears and Asari soon moved to Thousand Oaks to a $11.8 million mansion in Calabasas. On August 26, Spears and English musician Elton John released the duet Hold Me Closer, a remake of John's 1972 single Tiny Dancer. It was Spears' first musical release since the termination of her conservatorship. Hold Me Closer debuted at number 6 on the US Billboard Hot 100, becoming her 14th top 10 single and her highest charting song in the chart since Scream and Shout in 2012. It debuted at number 3 on the UK singles chart. Since the termination of her conservatorship, Spears' personal life, social media presence, as well as overall well-being have been subject to renewed media interest and fan speculation, giving rise to conspiracy theories. On January 2023, deputies from the Ventura Court Sheriff's Office performed a welfare check on Spears' Thousand Oaks residence after receiving several calls from fans who were concerned after she deleted her Instagram account. A spokesperson for the sheriff's department stated that Spears was safe and in no danger. Spears addressed the incident on her Twitter account, asking fans to respect her privacy. And we do need to be reminded that celebrities are human beings too, and they are entitled to their privacy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are interested in expanding your consciousness, then please visit my other channel called Miriam Rose too. I love each and every one of you with absolute gratitude. Cosmic kisses to all. Till next time, bye for now.